so swiftly around the corners. Whoa. Hey guys, this is Jerry, welcome to the channel. This is the most expensive Volkswagen passenger vehicle you can buy today, and this is also the most powerful Volkswagen passenger vehicle you can buy today. Today we are driving the 2025 Touareg R. This is the facelift edition, or this is the first edition for the New Zealand market for the Touareg R range. We've been waiting for the Touareg R since somewhere around 2022, but it never happened for the last pre-facelift generation. But now we're getting the new Touareg R in today. For the pricing, it starts at 166,990 plus ORC for the New Zealand market. If you're looking to purchase one, let us know at Ebbett Pukekohe. I'll leave all our contact details down in the description. From the exterior, it looks quite close to the Touareg R in terms of R-line design, but the facelift happens from the wheel design, from the lights, from the grille. You can see different tail lights, different headlights overall. The bars in between and also the grille in between has a small change as well, which looks really cool. As for New Zealand standard version, you are getting matrix LED headlights on the side. This is 22-inch black wheels. Of course, it looks like a proper R type of black wheels. R logos over here, black windmill covers over here, black window trims, black roof rails on the top. So this comes with standard with a black pack, which I think stands out for the Touareg pack. At the back, under that, you got two exhausts. They are real exhaust pipes and black trims underneath. Now the new tail light is over there. You are getting different contrast over here. You'll be able to see it at night when it's dark. E-hybrid on this particular badge. That means this is actually a plug-in hybrid vehicle. This is the first plug-in hybrid for the R design and R range. On the left, we're going to get the new charging port. This is a Type 2 charging port. The battery size is 17.9 kilowatt-hour battery. That means charging from 0 to 100% could be as fast as about 2 hours if you're going a 7 kilowatts charger. But if you go for a slow charge, which is the charging cable that comes with the vehicle, it's going to take 8 hours also. In terms of the exterior dimensions, it's nearly 4.9 meters long with a width nearly 2 meters. The wheelbase cuts at 2.9 meters or so. So it's definitely not a small vehicle in any standards, but it's still maybe just a little bit shorter compared to the Audi Q7, which actually share a very similar platform in other variants and things like that. Let's go through the tailgate. We've got lots of stuff at the back. The volume is 655 liters, so actually a little bit smaller than the diesel version. That's due to the raised floor over here. Where the standard one will get more than 800 liters. But even that, this is still a very big chunky space for your luggages and things like that. This vehicle will get air suspension as standard, so press plus and minus. That means you can raise and drop the vehicle level if you need to load anything heavy or light. Underneath, we are going to get the puncture mobility kit, so there's no spare wheel on this vehicle. Pull this, you can drop the rear seats. That's 40, 20, 40 split. Pull this, you can get the cover on, so that's pretty easy. Now let's go to the back seats. This is how the back seats looks like. Step inside. So at the front, that's my sitting position, but it's being pulled backwards as the vehicle does have an easy entry. But even if that, the vehicle will still get good amount of legroom, really good amount of footroom. Headroom is really good. In New Zealand version, a panoramic sunroof is also standard. No need to option that. At the back, air vents, individual. It's got quattro zone climate control. That means you can change the climate control temperature on this, passenger and front. That's really handy. The door opening is really wide. The sunshade cover is manual adjustments, which is handy. At the back, privacy glass is also available. Armrest feels good and solid. I really love this Napa leather, which is available only on the R design. Blue stitchings means this is the proper R vehicle, so all the Rs has these blue design colors, by the way. Pull this button on the side, you can actually drop this rear seats so get the comfort, so the leveling. Air vents is also available on the B pillar, which is really handy, so you get very good amount of like convenience and comfort features at the back. That's a good thing. Now let's step to the front. Now, seats-wise, it's got lumbar support adjustment, it's got electric adjustment, memory setting, and you got massage function available as well. Heating and cooling is also available, which is really handy. Switch on the vehicle. First thing you will notice, there's absolutely no motor noise. The cool thing about this is you don't have any motor noise because the vehicle battery, everything will kick in. You can see the battery level over here. That means at the moment it's over 50%. In terms of steering design, this is very similar to the previous generation. You're getting sensitive buttons over here. They are not my favorites, but they will work and you'll get used to it, which is handy. You can use the mode to change your travel assist and things like that. On this side, you can change the digital dashboard design. You can also click the view to change a few more designs, and you can again project your navigation to this particular screen if you need to. Speaking of the dashboard, this is a 12-inch digital dashboard, and that's a 15-inch touchscreen. On top, you get the head-up display, which is nice and crisp. On the side, we're getting buttons over here, buttons to release the petrol tank and also the boot. Auto headlights are available on this side. Memory seats over here, and there are a lot of soft touch material. They are leather finish with blue stitchings around the doors, and again piano black panels over here in the center console that continues on the side. Everything looks really premium. If we move into the center, this is kind of a new screen but built on the previous screen. Everything is really fast, smooth, and this is what the 360 camera looks like. They are clear, so that's no issue at all. There's a lot of parking assistance, of course. If you tap the button over here, that's all your information about wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, phone connectivity, vehicle and settings over here. All these things are still very similar to the last generation, but in some way they have improved how the graphic looks like, even improved the response time and things like that. There's also a traditional wave gesture, just like that. It still works, which is no problem at all. Air conditioning, there's not much direct buttons at all, and that means you have to control a lot of things through the screen. For example, fan speed, temperature, demister, and things like that. Cooling seats is available over here, and heated seats is also available over here for the front seats, by the way. Now, if you keep moving down, these will be where the air vents locates. For the driver, unfortunately, these are not the best location for your air vents. A lot of cars will have air vents on the top or a little bit just higher than this. It kind of just blow it to your airballs. But for the passenger, you got two air vents over here, which is actually very handy. But due to the large screen design, I think this is pretty much the only place they can put it, which still makes sense. Push this, you got again piano black covers and wireless phone charging, USB-C charging, 12-volt sockets, and two big cup holders. The gear shifter is exactly the same as the last one, and all these buttons are pretty much identical to the last one. This particular switch means this has got the air suspension, which is really very handy. Over here, very small storage, I guess due to the battery tunnel and things like that. USB-C charging, and big door bins and big glove box, which is handy as well. That's pretty much all about the interior. And don't forget, we've got the sunroof, which is really handy. And that's no optional cost, by the way. This is kind of standard. We get a lot of Touareg customers coming asking for the sunroof, and for the standard R-Line, you will need to option that. But for this, it's basically standard. And that's pretty much it. Let's go on the drive to see how this goes. Alright, before we get on the road, let's quickly go through the visibility on this vehicle. The side mirrors are large, and there's a quarter window over here that's going to be handy for your gateway and stop signs. At the front, the bonnet is really high, or even the dashboard is really high, so for my sitting position, I can't really see much on the bonnet, but it's okay. It's still a big size vehicle, but you're getting parking sensors and all that on the side, which is good. The rear corners are really good too. This mirror is quite slim, but the rear windscreen is good size, so you're not going to miss much at the back. Now let's get it on the road. How quiet this is once you start the vehicle. This is again the quietest Touareg you can buy over the past any years, over the past generations on the Touareg. And this is also the most powerful Touareg you can buy on the market. Let's go through some numbers first. So the vehicle has a petrol motor at the front, 3-liter turbocharged, which is 6-cylinder V6. It's petrol, by the way, and combined you are getting a 17.9 kilowatt-hour battery at the back. For the combined power, it's 340 kilowatts, which is huge, and 700 Newton meters. Again, that's huge as well. In comparison, the 3-liter diesel variants gets 500 Newton meters or 600 Newton meters, depends on the spec you are going for. In terms of battery range, these will go 53 kilometers on the WLTP cycle. That means around the city, or you will drive to work for short runs, you could just run this vehicle on pure electric. If you press this menu button over here, it's going to pop up with the EV information. You can select E mode, which is standard, or hybrid mode. Hybrid mode, you're going to use less battery, where E mode, it's going to use a lot more battery, depends on the vehicle driving and vehicle acceleration or the power you need and things like that. Another thing you can also do is to press the mode button over here to change the reserve level up and down. That means the vehicle reserve its battery level to, let's say, 70%, 50% or anything like that when you drive on the road. So it's not going to exhaust all its battery charges. And when you need the battery charge, when you need the battery power, you can still put your foot down and get the power. At the moment, we're driving on normal mode. Using the switch over here, we can change to sport and other things. We're going to drive on normal mode just around the corners over here, just to see how the, transmission, all that things feels. So this has an 8-speed automatic transmission, which is actually the same as the diesel version, but in some way at the low speed. The torque is actually quite strong. Plus, it's just a lot more quiet, and around the corners, there's barely any noise when we drive on the pure EV mode of this particular function. And you can feel it. You can definitely feel how easy and relaxing this car feels around these areas. Just the normal mode, 1, 2, 3. There is still a little bit hesitation until we get the power, we get the engage on these things, which is understandable, I suppose. You are getting a small delay on the power delivery and things like that. Let's switch to sport mode just to see if that will improve by some amount. 1, 2, 3. Whew, that's much faster. There's a little bit engine noise when you accelerate, but there's barely any motor noise at all. The vehicle kind of uses all the hybrid power to get up to the speed. And suspension-wise, when you change to normal or sport mode, you can feel the dynamic chassis control will change its tuning, will change how the suspension feels. The steering gets stiffer, it just gets a little bit heavier on the steering to give you a sharper feel and things like that. Going on this country road around Pukekohe areas, the road seals are not going to be the best, but the good things, you get really, really good handling. The 22-inch wheels are large, obviously, they are not small at all. You are going to feel these, small bumps here and there. You are going to feel it in the car, but the air suspension does a really good job on absorbing all the contact. That means it's just relaxing to travel, even on a performance vehicle like this. Speaking of acceleration, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour acceleration for this vehicle is rated to 5.1 seconds. And yeah, that's fast, to my standards at least. For a big car like this, it's pretty fast for what you get. It is definitely slower than the Golf hatchback, Golf R, but do remember this is a big car, this is a heavy vehicle as well. It's over 2.4 tons, so it's not a small vehicle. Let's do a little bit of acceleration over here since there's no one behind me. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Whoa. All right. Thank you very much. That's a beautiful acceleration. You can always trust Touareg when you do want the acceleration. You can trust Touareg when you do want the, power and all that things. And handling on these corners, so good. It just feels solid, and overall when you go around the corners, it does not feel like a big car like all. Just effortlessly going around these corners, it kind of sits on the ground really, really well. There's very little hesitation, very little road bounces and very little body rolls overall. You can see how this is so swiftly around the corners. The steering feels really good weighted. And overall the car feels just really quiet at the same time. There's barely any noise. And yeah, when you had to give way, put your foot down, you are going to get the power, and it is fast. The motor noise is definitely a lot less compared to the diesel variants when you pick up. There's not much artificial like motor noise. I don't know where to turn things on. I don't know even if they have it or not. But overall it feels really good. I wish I could get a bit more motor noise, but being a plug-in hybrid, you're probably not going to get noisy exhaust and things like that. I guess that's just the way it is for its performance. On sports mode, there's still a very tiny delay on the pedal response, but that's pretty much it. And let's look at this corner. It is so much fun. I don't think the standard diesel version will get through that corner so easily. Somehow this suspension just stiffs up. It's got beautiful weight distribution at the front and the back. Just help us to go around these corners so easily. This is kind of great for both worlds. If you drive around city, it's kind of stealth. It's not super crazy like a boy racer car, and it drives on pure EV up to 53 kilometers. You could just plug in at home, save some fuel cost, but at the same time, if you're going for long trips or a country road like this, you're going to have a lot of fun. Switch to petrol, switch to hybrid. It is just super fun. And if you're going to take the family members out on the weekends, this is still going to be really comfy with its ride quality and things like that. So it's kind of like there's not much compromise you have made on this vehicle. The price is not ridiculous, I'll be honest with you. We used to have a V8 in the New Zealand market. That V8 will have, I think, listed for 155 or 158 at the time when it was selling. This is only some thousands more than the V8, but this gets more power than the V8. It can tow as much as the V8. Both are 3.5 ton rated towing capacity, but this is also faster than the V8. So it's kind of a win-win situation for anyone who loves the Touareg and who do not mind the petrol or plug-in hybrid vehicles. Apologize, I went over the speed limit, and that wasn't on purpose. The car feels so fast. And that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you do, not forget to subscribe and like. That's the best way to support the channel. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.